together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we got a pretty long show today. I think we got 15 games in the NHL. And then 9 in the NBA. We've got plenty to go over for today. I believe 14 in the NHL, 9 in the NBA, so 23 games here on Saturday the 16th. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting, and yikes. Let's take a look. I didn't have that much action last night. I only bet a couple games. I got UTEP plus 5.5 and plus 190 to start the day, and that was it. Wichita State fell apart late. We had the plus the points and the money line there. We had Quinnipiac money line. They lost on a buzzer beater. The team total over 2.5 didn't come anywhere close with that Chicago game where they got shut out. And there was 4 goals in the first period of that Chicago game and one after that. And the game finished 5-0. And then UCI minus 7.5 was a loser as well. They lose outright there. But yeah, just a down day. Not a huge volume day, but I mean, just things didn't swing the right way. But big card for today. I've already locked in a bunch of different hockey looks as well. So yeah.
No, yesterday was ugly to say the least. Down 6.3 on the site. Just awful. Over in Purdue, loser. UTEP, winner, luckily. ECU didn't show up. Tennessee didn't show up. Northwestern showed up for the first 10 minutes. Under the Grambling State game was a winner. South Carolina still hasn't gotten off the bus. Wichita State fell apart late. Ohio State, winner. Quinnipiac, buzzer beater loser. Houston, no doubter. Pitt, really no doubter. Plus 7.5. They lose by 7, barely covering the spread. North Texas, lost by the hook. Over in the Kings game, lost by the hook. UCI, outright loser. Alabama over. All right, there we go. We finally got one. 102-88 Florida. I'll take to that one last. San Diego State, minus 3.5 winner. Baylor, loser. Virginia, minus 2.5. Buzzer beater to tie the game and send it to overtime for NC State. And then NC State wins overtime by 8.
I can't believe NC State's in the ACC championship game. With that was Virginia's ridiculous. I had Virginia plus 440 to win the ACC. I was pissed that game went into overtime.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was not a fun way to end the night there.
It was not indeed. But we got a good sized card today. I'll get place tracked in a minute. We'll go ahead and say hi to the chat. Yes, sir. Justin's looking at UT Arlington in the WAC championship game. Good luck. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Untouchable. Nick, shall we jump into some hockey?
Yeah.
Probably the biggest game of the day to start it off.
We have the Buffalo Sabres and the Detroit Red Wings to kick off the game, the day here in this one. The Sabres minus 130 favorites now. This line's completely flipped from where it was opening up yesterday. Because I remember yesterday the Sabres being dogs at one point. Let's take a look here at the line history on DraftKings, where they opened up as a pick'em. Some books, I believe FanDuel opened up them as dogs. And now Buffalo is minus 125. The line opened up at a 6.5 minus 102. It is now a 6 at minus 108. So we've seen this line go down half a goal as well, which is kind of interesting here. Because I was interested in maybe a team total in this game as well. I 100% agree with where this line has moved towards Buffalo. I 100% agree with that. I was stunned to see Detroit even a favorite to start this game. And I did lock in Buffalo yesterday at +1 or minus 110 before this line is absolutely skyrocketed. I would still play this at minus 125. I like Buffalo in this game. I got the Sabres here at minus 110, and this is pretty plain and simple. If you've been watching the show the last I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks, we've been doing one thing with this Detroit Red Wings team, and we've been betting against them every single game. Quick look at the market here. 93% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the Sabres, 4,400 tickets in. So makes sense why I'm moving towards the Sabres. 39% of the tickets and 92% of the cash is on the under in this game. That probably explains why the line's moved down to a 6 in this here. I've already bet the Buffalo Sabres in this game, and I need to adjust my numbers for it being James Reimer in net today instead of Lion, which actually doesn't affect it too much. I kind of like Buffalo's team total over as well. Is where I was kind of looking at this game. During the 7-game losing streak for the Detroit Red Wings, they've given up at least 4 goals in all 7 games. So I think I'm going to add this the Buffalo team total over here. And plus, when you look at the games that these teams have played, 7-3 Buffalo, 5-3 Detroit, 7-6 Buffalo, 6-3 Buffalo, 5-4 Buffalo, 8-3 Buffalo. The last 6 games, Buffalo has put up at least 3 goals against this team, and in their wins, at least 5. So I'm on Buffalo at minus 110. I'm going to continue to fade the Dead Wings. It's been extremely profitable for me as of late, and I'm going to look to continue to do that today. And if we lose, so be it. We've made so much money fading this Red Wings team anyway. So I'm going to shop around. I'm going to guess DraftKings has the best number for it because it feels like DraftKings always has the best number for money lines or for team totals. So I'm going to probably look here on DraftKings for probably the best price here. The Sabres team total over 3.5, but I'm on the Sabres money line in this game as well. I would still play it at this line.
Yeah, I'm already on Buffalo. It's not as much of a play on Buffalo as it is a fade on Detroit, as you mentioned earlier. Detroit's lost 7 straight games, and they find themselves out of a playoff spot right now. Obviously, big game for both teams to kind of dictate where their things are. The Sabres win, and with a Senators win in the next game, they will be 1 point back of a playoff spot. It also would require – are they playing today? The Vancouver Canucks to win. But this is a big game for both sides. Detroit trying to get themselves back into the playoff picture. Buffalo's just owned Detroit over the last year and plus. So I think they're 5-1 their last 6 games against Detroit. So yeah, this is a Buffalo spot. I bet Buffalo a lot, but yes, I'm on the Sabres in this one as well.
Yeah, I found on DraftKings Buffalo team total 3.5 plus 120. I'm on that.
There you go. One of y'all said Sabres, I think, yesterday. I hope I ain't bugging. I bet Sabres. Yes, Sabres. Yep. Was a very rough night in college basketball. Wrong blowouts and collapses. Sucked. Arizona, Irvine, and Virginia. Yeah, Irvine and Virginia were not fun last night. Supness, Sabres team total over. Sabres for the cup. Yep. Ready for a bounce back like a fat kid needs a cake. Let's do it. Alex Tuck over 2.5 shots on goal. I could see that. Hockey was fine, but not enough to make up for the real bad day. Turnsy's trying to make a donation. 5 units on the Wings. Sounds like a homer play, but go Sabres. Sabres day, Sabres money line, the over, sprinkle the puck line. Yep. Yo. Under 6.5 on in this one. Under 6.5 in the Sabres game. I don't know about that one. Oh, I figured I put futures on Sabres and Capitals to make playoffs. Just need one to be to make it so you can be profitable. Don't hate it.
I mean, if the Lightning fall out, I'm cool with that. But if it means the Islanders losing a spot, no.
There you go. Speaking of your Islanders.
Yeah, we'll move into the next game here. The New York Islanders and the Ottawa Senators. The Islanders minus 160 favorites, total 6.5 in the spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have the New York Islanders opening up at minus 175. It's down to a 166. Kind of a surprising line move, but that was within 6 minutes of the line opening. It hasn't moved since. And then the line opened up at a 6.5 at even money, and it stayed there. We have 77% of the tickets, 75% of cash is on the Islanders. That's probably just parlays and things along those lines. 18% of the money is on the cash is or the tickets are on the puck line for the Islanders. So it's kind of tricky there for the market. 55% of the tickets are on the over in this game as well. And the line has not moved there in this spot. This is a game I kind of had circled for the Islanders to get right because a couple of bad situations in the last two games. They look dead ass tired in both those games. But they're finally home again, which I think is what the Islanders desperately needed. They played on a second half of a back-to-back against the Kings, which they usually struggle. And then they had that scheduled loss against Buffalo with the way the scheduling went there, having to stop in Buffalo before heading home after a California road trip. We saw the Red Wings get blown out in that same situation. This is a good spot for the Islanders to bounce back. And we have the Ottawa Senators on back-to-back wins, both in overtime against Columbus and Pittsburgh. This is a step up in competition for them, where they lost to the Sharks, they beat Pittsburgh, and they beat Columbus. This is a step up in competition here. I played the Islanders -1 at -108. This is a game that is very important for the Islanders, but when I ran my numbers here, I have Korpisalo and actually I have Varlamov is going to be in net here for this game as well. I have the Islanders projected around -210 favorites in this game, -220 favorites in this game. I have the Islanders at -1 in this game at -108.
It was close to a Senators bet for me, to be honest. But nothing I went to go and try to pull the trigger on. The Senators are not a team I want to back, especially on the road. So this one ended up being a stay away spot. Two good games at 12:30 though. High impact for the wild card standings, because as I mentioned earlier, Islanders are in that second wild card spot. But if the Sabres win and the Senators win the first two games of the day, all of a sudden the Sabres are tied with Washington and only a point back for a wild card spot, and then it gets interesting. So we'll see how those go. It was a lean towards the Senators for me, but not enough for me to want to go and bet it.
Yeah. Lean towards the Senators for you because you want the Islanders to lose.
That's not entirely true. This is also the first game back from a road trip. So, yes, I know the last game was in Detroit.
Yeah, they were in New York last game, but yeah.
But still, it's their first game back after a long trip. I missed you guys. Aw, Turnsy, I missed you too. Under 4.5 in the Sharks Jackets.
No. We'll get into that.
Just flat no. Will Patrick Waugh be in New York long term?
I hope so. I really do.
Dude, I saw him pull the goalie down 3 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
And I mean, I think he's a great coach. That's got to get under control a little bit. I don't like seeing goalie pulls with 5 minutes left, but I think he's good for the Islanders long term.
There you go. Well, we'll go from one New York team to another New York team to the final New York team.
Yeah, this game scares the crap out of me. Let's get into it here. Line opened up on DraftKings at a -142 yesterday. It's not moved 1 cent on DraftKings. Line opened up at a 5.5 or 6 at even money. It's down to a 5.5. So we've had a half goal line movement towards the under in this game. We have 78% of the tickets are on the puck line for the Rangers. 95% of the tickets are on the money line for the Rangers. 4,300 tickets in. The line's not budged. 72% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the under. The line has gone to a 5.5 here in this spot here. 5.5, I kind of want an over in this game. The only thing is I don't want to bet an over in a game where Igor is in between the pipes right now for the Rangers. He's found his groove, Igor. I had this game projected for 6 goals. I think in order for that to happen, I'm asking for 5 from the Rangers. And when I'm looking at this game, one thing that kind of terrifies me about this game is this has the feel of overtime, and this has the feel of the Penguins win in overtime. And I'm not going to trust the Penguins with a cent of my money the rest of the season. That's just not going to happen. They're bet against or stay away, and this is an easy stay away spot for me. I want nothing to do with Pittsburgh. My number suggests value at Pittsburgh, but I'm so freaking tired of betting the Penguins that I have no interest in betting this game whatsoever. Good luck. I hope the Rangers win because I can't stand the Penguins, but I hope both teams lose because I hate them both. But this is a game that absolutely scares the crap out of me. This line is screaming fishy, which I say doesn't really bother me in the NHL as much, but the Penguins are a team that I never get right, so it's an easy pass for me.
I think there's a good spot for the Rangers, actually. And it's them coming off of getting blown out by Tampa. So I think they come into this game pissed off. It's a Penguins team that has been doing a little bit better as of late. Oh, well, they went to overtime against Ottawa. They beat the Sharks. I guess that's not better as of late. I just feel like there's a good – the only reason why this line's so close is because it's in Pittsburgh. I'm on the Rangers puck line plus 170. I think they score early and often. I think this one is a high-scoring affair from the Rangers, a 5-1, 6-1 type of game, and kind of put the nail in the Penguins' coffin, considering that they are currently 5 points behind for the wild card, but they need to still jump New Jersey, Buffalo, Washington, Detroit, and the Islanders. So they have a lot of work to get done. I think this is the nail in the coffin that sends them pretty much down and out after today. Give me the Rangers puck line in this one.
Yeah, and I can see it, and I would love nothing more to see the nail be put on the coffin of the Pittsburgh Penguins, but this game scares the crap out of me. It really does.
Okay. Back to the chat. I'm posting plays for stuff.
Yeah. New York parlay. I could see it. I mean, I wouldn't talk anybody off of it. Yeah. Rangers 60 minutes. It's not a bad way to play it. I would look Rangers -1 rather than the regulation line, but that's just me. What's up, Russ? My only pre-play is Rangers money line. Going to test my live betting skills in Saturday hockey. There you go. Rangers money line, same game parlay under 6.5. Fair. I think this could be 5-1-4-2. So we'll see. We'll head to the next game here where we have the New Jersey Devils. They're in Arizona to take on the Coyotes in this one here. -165 for the Devils. Total 6.5 in this game. We are at Mullet Arena on Arizona State's campus there for this matchup. The Yotes are coming in. Coming back from a 3-game trip. It was only 3 games, and it was through the Midwest, so it's not like they did too much travel. Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit. And usually when I'm fading teams off of a road trip, it's usually 4 more games, not 3 games. That's just a personal thing for me, though. The Devils are coming in off of a very impressive 6-2 win in Dallas on the 14th. Ottinger does not look very good for the Stars, and we'll get into Ottinger in a little bit here when we talk Stars and Kings, a game I probably have no betting interest in, that I know a lot of people love the Stars in. But this Devils team, I think, is bet against, and this Yotes team, I think, can have some value to them. That we cashed on the Yotes last game against Detroit. They played the Dead Wings, and now they play the Devils, who are another team I would rather bet against than bet on at the moment. And I have moved on the Coyotes in this game. I bet them at +143. I think this is a nice price for them in this game. I think they have the goaltending advantage with Connor Ingram versus anybody. But it's going to be a pass, or not a pass for me. It's going to be Yotes for me in this game. I'm on Arizona at +143.
I'm on the Yotes. Yes. This is a New Jersey team that's a fade. They are coming off of a really big win in Dallas. So that's a big win for them there. Yotes, I believe they're coming off of they Yotes beat Detroit, so it shows how much they've really played. Did you see Arizona's schedule? The last 6 games. Arizona,
No.
Minnesota, Chicago, all at home. Then they travel to Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. So Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota, Detroit. They played the same 3 teams twice in a row. Same order. That's crazy. I'm gonna be on the Yotes here. I think they take care of the Devils, that I think are going to continue to be in a free fall. And this is a Devils team that's going to be a fade. Now, Coyotes aren't a team that I want to back all that often, but I'm going to do it today. Give me the Yotes. Ow. Money line today.
Oh, yeah. There we go. We'll have back to the chat and we'll get on to the next team.
Do it.
Let's see. Devils 60 minutes. No. The Devils are bet against for me. What's up, boys? Let's get that cash. What's good, Wine Time Sports? Coyotes -1.5. Kryptonite taking up a next level. Yeah. What's good, Nicholas Handy? I could see the Yotes here. Devils have been unpredictable for a while now, and they're not a team I'm laying any type of number on the road with. Just not. Carlos Alcaraz, number 2, underdog to beat Jakub Sinner, number 3, men's tennis today. Good luck. I don't mess with tennis. Let's go. What's good, Cameron? Well, we will move on here, and I'm trying to think what my favorite play on the board is. This one's up there. We have the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. We have the Panthers as -175 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. We have, let's take a look at the line history in this one here. We didn't look at line history last game with the Yotes. The line opened up with the Yotes as +140. They're down to a 136 on DraftKings. Line opened up at a 105. It's up to a 108 now for the over 6.5. So we have moved towards the over, moved towards the Yotes in that last game. On to this game here on DraftKings, we have the Florida Panthers opened up at a 175. It's still at the 175 number. Line opened up at a 6 at -120. It is still there. We have 2,085 tickets into this game. No cash flow on anything, so these numbers feel kind of useless. 86% of the tickets are on the Panthers. 75% of the tickets are on the puck line for the Panthers. 83% of tickets on the over. Not much we can do with here. This series once was dominated by the Tampa Bay Lightning. I remember we cashed big on the Tampa Bay Lightning a couple of years ago when they made the cup against Colorado, when they swept the Florida Panthers, who were the President's Trophy winner that year. Since 2023 started, it's been nothing but Panthers in this series. 7-1 Panthers, 4-1 Panthers, 3-2 Panthers, 9-2 Panthers. So I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, we just saw the Panthers beat the Lightning 9-2 last game. There's got to be some revenge, right? No, they've beaten them 4 times in a row now. And so this series has been flipped. And we have the Panthers, who are the clear and obvious better team right now. I don't think it's particularly close. And I have the Panthers priced around $2 in this game. So I did play the Panthers -1 and at -105 in this game. This is a great bounce back spot for the Panthers. They're coming in off of an embarrassing loss 4-0 in Carolina. And on the flip side, we have Tampa Bay feeling kind of decent. They have back-to-back wins, 7-0 against the Flyers, 6-3 against the Rangers, and now they get to play. Now they get to go into FLA Live Arena and play this pissed-off Panthers team coming off of a bad loss. A Panthers team that I can't remember the last time this Panthers team has lost 2 games in a row, and that would be they lost 4 in a row, 2 of them in overtime. In that stretch when they from January 13th to 19th. So they haven't lost multiple games in a row in almost 2 months. This is a Panthers team where they've bounced back really well in the times they have lost recently. because since that 4-game losing streak that they had in January, after a 2-1 loss against Philly, they beat the Capitals 4-2. After a 1-0 loss against the Carolina Hurricanes, they beat the Washington Capitals 3-2. And after a 2-1 loss against Philly, they beat the Flames 5-1. So this is a team that bounces back after losses as of late. They are the best team in hockey for a reason. And I took the -1 line here. Florida Panthers -1, -105 from here.
Yeah, Panthers puck line for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and back the Panthers, who have been one of the best teams. I will say, and I know, don't hate me, I was on the opposite side of that Vegas game, not Vegas, but the Canes Panthers game. I was all over Carolina. So that was actually a good game for me. But this is a spot Panthers bounce back in a big way, and they get to go against their in-state rivals, which is always a big rivalry game for them. So Florida on their way to the President's Trophy. I know you don't want to hear that because you don't want to see them win the President's Trophy, but I think they win the President's Trophy at this point, and Panthers run through Tampa today. And Tampa coming in off of a huge win last game, 6-3 against the Rangers. I can see this one being like 5-1 Panthers in this one.
Yeah, I could see them getting a nice dominating win here.
Or even like 3-0, 4-0, something like that too, if you like the under.
Yeah, Bobrovsky's been really good. I don't trust Vasilevsky for an under.
Not this year, no.
No.
And Tampa's got to be careful too. They're only 4 points ahead of the Islanders. So
yeah, and yeah, right now if the playoffs would start, it would be a Vasilevsky-Shesterkin first-round matchup, and the Rangers probably win that in 5.
Fair enough. Let's go over 6. Last few meetings have been heavy overs.
Yes, they have been, because Florida's putting up 7 goals, 9 goals, stuff like that.
There you go. Canes money line, Panthers in regulation, Panthers puck line. Put your rent on it. We're not putting our rent on anything. Easy there. Say word. What's up? Tampa Bay, Florida playoff style hockey game. It could be. I'll take the under.
I think if you like the under, take the first period under, not the full game under.
There you go. No untouchable. At 6, maybe a push is good. It could be. Sorry, Joe. I expected an actual defense and competent start from Vasilevsky. Buy the hook. No, we're not buying no hooks. Rangers and the under against the old dusty Penguins. Yes. Let's keep on rolling. Speaking of the Canes.
Yeah, I made a move on this game here, and maybe this is going to bite me in the ass again, but I'm fading the Hurricanes again because I see value here with the Maple Leafs. Let's get into it here. We are in Scotiabank Arena, Toronto, Ontario for this game here between the Maple Leafs and the Carolina Hurricanes. This line opened up on DraftKings with the Canes as -110 favorites. It's up to a 125, so we've had a decent move towards the Hurricanes in this game. And the line opened up at a 6 and at -125, and it stayed there. And I can understand the line move towards the Hurricanes here because what did we last see with the Hurricanes? A 4-0 win over against the best team in hockey. So I'm not shocked that the line is moving in this direction. I've got absolutely no market information in this game. No tickets, no cash, no nada. Action Network saying screw you. But with that being said, Carolina's won back-to-back games in this series. They won on December 30th, and then they won the last meeting last year. They won 3-2 in Toronto already this year. Toronto coming in on back-to-back wins in 3 games in the last 4 games. 3 wins in the last 4 games. Actually, the last team to beat them in the last 7 games is called the Boston Bruins. They're 5-2 in their last 7 games. 5-0 against teams not named the Bruins. The Hurricanes are coming into this game winning 4 of their last 5 games. Their only loss was to their owner, Igor Shesterkin, and the Rangers. And previous to that was the 5-3 loss against Winnipeg. Since that, the 5-3 loss against Winnipeg, where they blew that three-goal third period lead and lost in reg, they beat Montreal 4-1. They beat the Devils 4-2. They beat the Flames 7-2. They lost to the Rangers. They beat the Panthers in this game here. I have the Maple Leafs projected as slight favorites in this game at home. In this game, so I took the Maple Leafs at plus 104 in this spot. I see Samsonov has played so much better since coming back from the AHL earlier. He's turned it on here, especially with Wool returning, and it's going to be Samsonov here in this game, where I actually have faith in Samsonov now. After straight fading him for a little while now, he's somebody that I don't mind backing in this spot. I'm on Toronto at home here at plus 104. I saw value in the number. I'm on the Maple Leafs.
I feel like this could be a home series the next two. This one, and then they play on the 24th. I could see the Toronto Maple Leafs winning tonight, and then Carolina winning in Carolina on the 24th, which is next Sunday. Am I betting this game? No. Should be a good one. One of the better games of the day. But is it something I absolutely need to get to? And that answer is no. It's a lean towards Toronto for me.
There you
go. Here. Tigers and Bulldogs. No, I like Brown today. I'm not on Princeton. But I do like Yale. Yale's my Ivy League team. Come on. Sabres first period. See what's what after that. There you go. I buy hooks and sell points. I don't buy hooks. What about the under 6.5 in this Canes game?
I can see it.
Yep. Cap's going to clap the Leafs easy clap.
I disagree.
3 points out. If you didn't know, now you know. Western Kentucky, Colorado, Fairfield, Parley. Thoughts? I didn't bet any of those games. I'll be honest. I might live bet them. Oh, that Brown and Vermont game both started. Cool. It was Western Kentucky. Who's Western get today? I believe that's a championship game for something. Against UTEP. Now, I kind of lean UTEP, and the line's kind of telling me UTEP. Colorado against Oregon, I can see, but I feel like I would rather go towards Oregon in that one. And then Fairfield against St. Peter's, fine. That one's fine. If anyone says put the rent on it, can I get reimbursed by sold individuals if that fails?
Usually, no.
Usually, I don't think so. But sprinkling on Semyon Varlamov shutout plus 855, fourth shutout amongst active goalies.
I don't hate it.
I'm on Colorado at any college basketball. They came through last night. They did. No shot, but still put your rent on it in terms of getting the money back. If I own a house, should I put my house on it?
Whoa.
Come on, dude.
That's next level.
Need details. Yes, 100% put house on it. That Carolina's going to win tonight? Come on, dude. Weird system play, but backing the Toronto State Pats today. Heard they're undefeated. We're wearing green jerseys. I mean, green means more money. I like money. Toronto. The Maple Leafs are wearing green jerseys today.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. If you have kids' tuition, put the college tuition on it. In blood clots, we trust in. Okay. Thumbs up, Cameron. So that's $1 million play. There you go. Wasn't sure if it was $2,000 or $2 million. Gotcha. Damn, not the college fund. Okay, 5,000 Monopoly bucks on the Panthers. There you go. Let's keep on going, Nick.
Yeah, this game's been staring me in the face a little bit recently, and I would like to pull the trigger on this game for a play. In this one, let's get into it here. We have the Calgary Flames and the Montreal Canadiens. We head to the Saddle Dome in Calgary, Alberta, for this game here. Calgary opened up this game as come on. There we go. Minus 175 favorites on DraftKings. It's not moved. Line opened up to 6.5 at plus 105. It is still at that number as well. So we've had no line movement here on DraftKings for this game. We have 76% of the tickets are on the Flames. And that's it. That's all the information we have in this game. Dustin Wolf looked awesome last game. I'll give him that. I'll challenge him to do it again though. And I really do want to challenge him to do it again. This Flames team defensively has been putrid as of late, especially since trading Hanifin and Tanev. Who would have known trading two of your top blue liners would make your defense get worse? What a crazy concept, right, Tim?
Right.
Since then, they had a good game against Vegas, but that was just Vegas not showing up. The 4-1 game that they won. Previous to that, they gave up 6 to Colorado, 7 to Carolina, 5 to Florida, 3 to Tampa, 4 to Seattle, 3 to Pittsburgh. So this is a team that's been struggling defensively as of late. Montreal coming in losing 3 of the last 4 games, and they've lost 7 of their last 10. They've gone to overtime in a bunch of these games, and they've only lost by multiple goals in 3 of their last 10. Because they're in the last 10. The only time they've lost by multiple goals, 4-1 to Carolina. That was the last game of a 4-game road trip, and 4-1 to Pittsburgh. So actually, they're 3-7 on the money line, but they have only lost by multiple goals twice out of those 7 losses, with 3 of those losses ending up in overtime against Boston, Tampa Bay, Florida. This team's challenging good teams and taking them to overtime. The draw is not a bad look in this game. I'm going to take the Canadiens in this spot. I'm going to shop around, try to find the best number. I'm going to take the Canadiens here, and I'm going to take a shot at the Canadiens team total if it's a 2.5 at a reasonable number in this game, which I will be looking to do. I'm getting the best available line is at DraftKings plus 145 for the Canadiens here in this spot, and then probably the team total over. DraftKings usually has the best numbers for team totals as well. So I'll be betting both these on DK. I'll be taking the Canadiens money line and team total over in this spot.
Yeah, I kind of lean Calgary. Not enough for me to want to go and bet it. I trust me, I have plenty of I probably have too much NHL today. I have a whole 7 plays. So I have a decent chunk of NHL today. Once again, not a game that I necessarily felt the need to have to go and bet. 2 teams that are kind of out of it at this point. So this one's another pass for me. Yep. But I will be on the next game.
Yep. So 2 official plays in this game. Canadiens plus 145 money line and team total over 2.5 minus 130. Both these odds available on DraftKings Sportsbook.
There you go. Joe put 50 on the Panthers minus 2.5. I like it. There you go. Yawn, I'm gonna roll up. What was the Islanders play? Under?
-1. Islanders -1.
There you go. Let's jump into this one.
Yeah. My computer's being stupid, and I have to bet the Canadiens game on my phone because for some reason DraftKings on my computer is it working now? No. It can't find my location on DraftKings. Yeah. So I'll bet that on my phone when you're breaking down this next game. We head to the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts for this next matchup here. The Bruins and the Flyers. The Bruins open up at a -205 favorites down to a 192. Line open up at 5.5 -118. It's a 5.5 at -115. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Flyers in this game here. So a little bit of love here for Philly in this spot. 77% of the tickets on the Bruins, 65% of the cash on the puck line for the Bruins. Only 2,000 tickets in, so not much information to work with in this game here. I have this game priced for the Bruins to be around -165, -170. So I see a slight value here on the Flyers. I just don't trust the Flyers right now. I see this Flyers team as a bet against team going forward. I still think there's value in the Flyers to miss the playoffs. The Bruins have dominated the Flyers as of late, 6 straight wins over Philadelphia, 4 Boston. They're coming in winning 3 of their last 4 games. Boston, after their only loss with that 5-1 loss against St. Louis, and that one there. And actually, Philly's been alternating wins and losses the last 8. They beat Tampa, then lose to Washington. They beat Ottawa, then lose to St. Louis. They beat Florida, then lose to Tampa. They beat the Sharks, then lose to the Maple Leafs. So if you're following that trend, they beat the Bruins today, but I'm not going to follow that trend today. I'm passing on this game. I have no interest in this spot here at all. I think this 5.5 number is about right. I have this game projected for 5.1 goals. So it's a slight lean towards the under. And if I had to take a side, I would take a small shot with Philly at this plus number, but it's a pass for me.
I'm on the Bruins puck line. I feel like this is going to be a Philly team that you're going to want to fade down the stretch.
Yes.
And for sure, I just think Boston's got to pick it up a little bit before playoffs start. So I will be on the Bruins. I took their puck line here. This is them at home. I trust them here, and we'll ride with Boston as another one of my pieces for today. So give me the Bruins puck line.
As somebody with the Islanders to make the playoffs in their pocket, I would like to see the Bruins win this game in regulation.
There you go. Let's go back to the chat.
Yep, I was just able to lock in that Canadians bet. So let me track that real quick.
Lemon triangle Kush plus 1.5, so he's smoking. Joe, I had to go with lower quality stuff. The good stuff was making me not productive. There you go. Bees and reg, there you go. Joe's genius never stops surprising brilliance. I've got money on the Bruins here. Yep. Geeky boy. Philly looked terrible every time I've watched them. And he likes pasta today. Just horrible. There you go. This is the ultimate 1-800 gambler game for me, Nick.
And this is one game that I've taken both the side and the total in this game. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the San Jose Sharks in this game, minus 205 with the Blue Jackets, total of 6.5 in this game. This line opened up with the Blue Jackets as minus 205 favorites on DraftKings. It's not moved. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 115. It's a 6.5 at minus 108. I got this game when it was a 6.5 at minus 110. I'm on the over, and I took the Blue Jackets minus 1 in this game. That Blue Jackets minus 1, I got it, I believe, I want to say minus 126 in this game. Yeah, minus 126. And I know I said this last game about the Blue Jackets, but this is a game for them to beat up on a bad team. Really. The Sharks are coming in off of back-to-back losses to start the road trip against Philly and Pittsburgh. They go to Chicago and Nashville before they end this road trip as well. Magnus Chirona, most likely in net. They haven't started anybody other than Chirona since they've traded Kotkinen to the Devils. Chirona's been, he's been okay. Nothing crazy. And actually, I'm seeing it's going to be Danil Tarasov, which makes me a little bit more nervous about this play because I do have the Blue Jackets minus 1, expecting Merce Leakins, but I do also have the 6.5 over. So I'm okay. So that helps my over, but hurts my Blue Jackets play. I have them projected. I still have the Blue Jackets projected in this game around minus 235, minus 240 range. I do think that they should be this big of favorites. The Sharks are just that bad, and they don't win on the road. I got minus 126 for the minus 1 line. I took the Blue Jackets in this game, and I also took the over 6.5. I see this 5-2, 6-2 type of Jackets.
1-800 gambler, move on.
Fair.
Celtics. I'll be honest. I looked at the NBA. I like one spot today in the NBA. I'm not, because you look at the NBA card. Cleveland and Rockets are 4.5. Other than that, 9 with the Pacers, laying 10.5 with the Sixers, 13.5 with the Pelicans, 10.5 with the Bulls, 10.5 with the Thunder, 8 with the with Minnesota, And then the two other games that actually look okay are the Lakers and the Kings games that are not crazy ass spreads. So I'm not really big fan of the card, although the Celtics do not play today. So I don't know. Did they play yesterday? They did not. All right. They play tomorrow. They play tomorrow in Washington. This one goes under 3-1. Munch pass. What is any ATG's anytime goal? Buffalo and Buffaloes. Go for it. Rip Sabres, Red Wings are plus dogs now. Why is that Rip Sabres? What's
Yes.
Ice-X?
Yeah, that's that.
You're crazy. Yeah. Wings. Okay. I have a friend on streams, and his handle is ATG, I think. Yeah, no, I got you. That's just short for anytime goal. Celtics beat Phoenix 2 nights ago. Cool, good for them. Yeah, I had them that game. Never mind. Let's go to this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the LA Kings and the Dallas Stars in this spot here. The Kings are the Stars minus 170 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. And I have not completely punched in all the numbers for this game yet. The Kings played last night. That's why. They beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-0. I had the over 5.5. That was super fun. Watching one team score 5 goals and my over still not hit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was super enjoyable. But with that being said, now they go to Dallas on a second leg of a back-to-back, which the Kings are, I believe, the worst team on a back-to-back this season. They've lost like 12 of their last 13 back-to-backs, I've heard. So that's kind of interesting there. The question is, do I want this to lay this type of number with Dallas? The answer is really no, because as crazy as it sounds, Andre sucks this year. When you look at his expected goals and his goals saved above average, he ranks the goalies he ranks above. Soderblom, Korpisalo, Vladar, Vanacek, Sogard, Johansson, Ranta, Samsonov, Wolf, and Wedgwood. That's it. He is a bottom 10 goaltender in goals saved above average this season. That's how bad Ottinger has been. Now, granted, can he turn around for the playoffs? Maybe. But am I trusting the Stars as minus 170 favorites in this game? No. I'm just plain and simply not. Especially when I didn't think now, if you told me heading into this season that this would be a statement that would be factually true heading into this year, I would have thought you're crazy. David Rittich has the goaltending advantage over Jake Ottinger in this matchup this season in form. Yep, let that sink in. David Rittich has been not only a better goaltender, the much better goaltender so far this season. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I don't want to back the Kings on a back-to-back, but it's Kings or pass for me. No interest in this game, though.
Yeah, I'm not going after this one either. I have to have a reason to go after a game. I'm not laying with Dallas, and it's not a Kings spot after a big. I mean, you can call it you can't really call it a big win though. It's a 5-0 against the Blackhawks. They should have won that game last night. I lean taking a puck line with the Stars, but I cannot trust the Stars to not to cover a puck line. So this one's another stay away spot for me.
Sure.
2-leg quarter unit on Cousins over shots on goal and Varlamov under goals allowed. Good luck. Man, so much college basketball. I have done 0 UFC research. FAU is going to smash Temple today. In theory, they should.
Temple's been a nice little story. They've been fun.
Temple's been on a run lately. And I will say I looked at I was super close, and if a certain line that I thought I just saw is actually it, I may end up adding another game to my card.
I bet nothing in college basketball for the day, and I don't know if I'm going to or not.
I think I want to bet UAB. It's dropped from a 3 to a 1.5 after what we just saw from USF. So I'm actually going to add UAB to the card, and we'll go from there.
There you go.
Islanders are the worst back-to-back team. South Florida going to smash. I'm betting UAB now. Under, buying hooks, no buying hooks. UMass is live right now. Took their plus 8.5. Just even money just now. I already have Vermont minus 8.5. So good luck to you. To the next one, Nick.
Yeah, we have this one's actually a pretty important matchup for playoffs here in this spot, which potentially with if things go right here in this game, for either team, they can be either 2 or 4 points out of a wild card spot. We have the St. Louis Blues and the Minnesota Wild in this game. We head to Enterprise Arena in St. Louis, Missouri in this game, where the Wild are minus 130 favorites with a total of 5.5 in this game. We had this line open up at a 130 on DraftKings. It's not moved. We've had this line open up at a 5.5 at minus 115. It's up to a 120 now. So we've had a slight move towards the over, and we've had no move on the side. We have 70% of the tickets on the Wild and no line movement at all. 75% of the tickets are on the under in this game as well. No cash flow, 1,700 tickets in to this matchup here. And you probably know where I went with this game. The Blues were in St. Louis. All right. And there's a plus tag next to their name. All right. Now, granted, this could be a little bit of short-term revenge. 2 weeks ago, the Blues beat the Wild 3-1 in Minnesota. But that was a little bit of a revenge from the earlier game on November 28th, where Minnesota won 3-1 in St. Louis. And I have this game priced at a pick'em, slight favorites towards the Blues because they're at home in this game. I don't think Minnesota is that much better than St. Louis, where they should be laying $1.30 on the road. Yeah, they've been playing better as of late. Minnesota has won 5 out of the last 6 games. Let's ignore the fact, though, that 4 of their wins are against the Sharks, Yotes, and Ducks. So I hope you win 4 of your last 5 of your last 6 games, when 4 of your games were against those bottom feeders. St. Louis is coming in off of back-to-back wins, 5-1 against the Bruins, a very impressive win. And then they turn around and beat the Kings 3-1, which now all of a sudden, with a win today, they'd be tied with the Wild with a game in hand on the Wild if they win this game in regulation. I'm on the Blues at plus 110. I took a shot with them as a dog here in this spot. You give me St. Louis at home as a dog, and I'm going to take shots with them here. And this is no different. Give me the Blues here at plus 110 over the Wild.
Good luck. I'm once again another game I really don't have an interest in. These two teams are middle of the pack, trying to get into that playoff spot. I'm not going to overly invest in them. So no, give me a pass in this one. I'll be on 2 more plays before the card is over. Next game, and then the last game we'll talk about.
There you go.
Blues money line and Sandstrom confirmed against.
I was going to mention that Sandstrom confirmed for the Flyers, which makes me like the Bruins a little bit more.
There you go. Blues. There you go.
Yes, Blues.
All right, Nick, we disagree on this one.
Yeah, we do. I did a free pick video on this one last night, and I'll keep this game off the site. It's fine. We head to Rogers Place in Edmonton, Alberta, for this one here between the Oilers and the Avalanche. A great matchup that potentially could be your Western Conference Finals. It was a couple years ago on the Avalanche's route to a Stanley Cup. On DK, this opened up at a minus 130. It stayed there. And this line opened up at a 142 for the over 6.5, and it's 135 now. So we've had a slight move towards the under in this game, and we've had no line movement on the side in this one. 50% of the tickets, 88% of the cash is on the Avalanche in this game. So bigger bets coming in on Colorado. 75% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over. Yet the line's moving down 7 cents. It was juiced pretty heavily towards that over. And for me, I have the wrong team favored in this game, and I understand it's in Edmonton. This has been a series that's been dominated by the Avalanche. They've won 6 of the last 7 matchups. That overtime win for Edmonton in their last time they played them, which was almost a year ago now, which was April 11, 2023. By the way, if you want to draw for today's card, this is your draw right here. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight matchups between these two teams have reached past regulation. 2-1 in overtime, 6-5 in overtime, 3-2 in overtime, 6-5 in overtime. So these two teams go to overtime pretty regularly the last 4 matchups, and they've gone 6 of the last 10 games. So kind of interesting there. I am on Colorado at plus 115. You give me the best team in the West at a plus price tag, I'm going to take a shot with them. And this is the best team in the West, in my opinion. And I'm glad to have Colorado futures in my back pocket. And I have Colorado, I have Florida, Panthers, Avalanche is going to be a great Stanley Cup matchup. But with that being said, I think the wrong team is favored in this game. Give me the Avalanche in this spot at plus 115.
Yeah, I think the right team is favored, and I think they win by a chunk. I am on Edmonton puck line in this one. This is the one game that me and Nick disagree on. I'm just not as high on Colorado as you are. And I see this number. Edmonton has looked solid. They've won 7 out of their last 9 games. One of their losses was a shootout loss. The other one was a bad situational spot, or was a letdown spot after they beat Boston. They lost to Columbus. This is a team that's been playing really well as of late. They got back home, and they won 7-2 versus Washington. I think this Edmonton team is going to be dangerous. If I had to pick 2 teams out of the Western Conference I think have the best chance to make it to the Cup, it's Vegas and Edmonton. So I know I'm not as high on the teams that Nick is. I like the Edmonton Oilers here. I think they win this one with a puck line, maybe an empty netter at the end.
See, I feel like when you hear me pick teams that I like to go far, you want to be different and pick a different team.
No, I don't. Agree with Ice. Couldn't tell the truth, and couldn't tell the truth in the Islanders in this spot. They've had a good stretch. There you go. Couldn't trust. Fair enough. Blues in the under. Blues reverse puck line. I took the Avs in the under 7 last night.
7, I like the under, yeah.
Couple of good NHL games up here in Alberta tonight.
Yeah, there is.
There you go. We got 2 games left. I did not bet this one, or I'll be on the next one.
This one was one I'm very interested in who is in net for Seattle, is the way I'm looking here. We had to climb at Pledge Arena here in Seattle, Washington, between the Seattle Kraken and the Nashville Predators. Line opened up at a 122 for the Preds. It's down to a 118. Line opened up at a 5.5 at minus 108. It's a 5.5 at minus 110. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a slight move towards the Kraken in this game here. We have 92% of the tickets, 87% of the cash is on the Preds, and the lines move towards the Kraken, which is kind of interesting there. Only 2,300 tickets in, so take it with a grain of salt. The Preds have been the hottest team in hockey as of late. They are off, I believe, another win in their last game here. This team just doesn't lose anymore, other than in overtime. They beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-2, and that was a couple days ago. This is their 4th game of a road trip. They've been in Seattle for a couple days now. And after this, they head back home to play San Jose before they travel to play Florida. So they're home for 1 game, and then they have to travel from Nashville to Florida. So that's not terrible travel there. I lean Predators in this game. I can only look Predators in this game. I want Grubauer, though, in order to back the Predators or fade the Kraken in the spot. Grubauer's been better as of late, but his numbers are still worse than Decord. If you give me Grubauer, I'll look at the Predators in this game. Other than that, it's a stay-off spot for me at the moment.
Yeah, this is a stay-off spot for me. I'm not trying to get involved in these 2 teams. If anything, at this number, it's kind of a lean towards Seattle, but not really getting involved in anything. Real quick, update with some college basketball that's going on early today. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left with Vermont and UMass Lowell. and Vermont currently holds a 2-point lead. The more surprising one, Brown and Princeton are going at it. Brown's a 10-point dog. They say, I don't give a shit. They're up 14.
Whoa.
So Brown off to a fantastic start, which just means how are they going to wreck my heart and lose this game and not cover the spread? I would love Brown to win this game against Princeton. It would significantly help my Yale to win the Ivy League. But anyways,
You bet Yale to win the Ivy League?
Yes. I got like 2-1 for it. So I took it. Well, it's essentially they need to win 2 games in a row. And Princeton was the favorite. So I'm like, yeah, no, give me Yale. So that would be really nice if they could hold on to that. Anyways. Vin, 1 shot on goal first half. Going with Nashville. Predators. Maybe the over. Oh, look who's in the chat, Nick. I think, hold on, we got to give him his intro for today, Nick. Anyways,
no, that's not what I thought you were going to click.
Go, Pat, go.
Oh, okay. I was going after the other one. Not going to say that first part. Tim, your hair looks like trash. Love you too, Lenny. You know what, Lenny? I hope your Red Wings win. I hope they win today.
Because we all know they desperately need it.
They're due. They're due for a win.
They're
Let's go
totally
Predators money line and puck line. There you go. Let's hop to the last game.
Yeah, this is a game that I wanted to back Washington in this game, but with that being said, I couldn't do it with them in the third game in 4 days. We head to Vancouver. Canucks minus 230 here on DraftKings. Now line opened up at a 230, got up to a 245. It's down to a 230. So we've had no line movement on the side. As for the total, line opened up at a 6 at minus 112, and it's now a 6 at minus 110. So we've had no line movement here in this spot. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have 85% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Canucks. And this one here, the line's not really moved. This one's I'm not going to spend too much time on this game. It's a pass for me. I want the Capitals at this number. I love the number for the Capitals in this game at plus 200. A team that has been a thorn in everybody's side this year that just won't go away. They're like that little gnat that just keeps like flying around that you keep like trying to swat away. Every single time we think the Capitals are dead, they come out of nowhere, and now all of a sudden they're 3 points out of a playoff spot. We all keep wondering 2 points out of a playoff spot. One. Yeah, we all keep wondering when this Washington Capitals team is going to just lay down and die already, but they just haven't yet, and that's the crazy thing. But for me, it's Capitals or nothing. I'm not fading this Capitals team right now. The sportsbook love Washington this year because everybody thinks they're going to be terrible, and they've been above average. And I've not faded the Capitals much this year. I just don't do that because the numbers don't grade out well to fade them because the market's always super low on them. It's Caps or nothing for me in this game, but it's a pass.
By the Vancouver Canucks.
Give me the Canucks. I'm on their puck line tonight. I think that eventually this out west road trip is gonna catch up to Washington.
Third game in 4 days is what kept me off. Yes.
Yeah. They lost to Winnipeg, lost to Edmonton, barely beat Seattle. They get Vancouver tonight, and then on the 18th they get Calgary before going home to Toronto. Going home to play Toronto. This is a bad spot in terms of the Capitals. I think they lose the last 2 games of this road trip, have a very ugly road trip, and kind of fall out of I don't want to say fall out of contention, but fall out of that wild card spot area. I'm on the Canucks. I got their puck line around plus 115 today. So I like Vancouver Canucks.
There you go. Canucks. I would like to see the Canucks win this game. I would like to see the Canucks win that game.
Yeah, Nick, hear this? Lenny muted me so that whenever I would come on, he wouldn't have to. Here, sorry, my button keeps breaking. I don't know what's going on. Love you, Lenny. Anyways, Red Wings were fave money lines. Now they're dogs. Wings in overtime. Shut up. Reimer is never due for a win. Dude, it was a joke. Predators, Forsberg, and Nyquist. Shots on goal. It was Reimer's birthday yesterday. Who cares? Capitals plus 1.5. Trust me, road to Smith is ass.
I would love to fade to Smith too. I would love to fade to Smith, and I would love to back the Capitals in this game. And maybe I do. If I'm having a really good day, I'll take a shot with the Capitals at plus 205. If I'm having a really good day.
There you go. And Brown needs to poop themselves. These bye week teams continue to look like. Nobody had a bye in the Ivy League. It's a 4-team tournament. So there was no bye there. Sounds like a perfect day for him to lose that ice. If you say so. Yeah, it's a blue and gold day parlay. Sabres, Blues, and Predators. There you go. Capitals in the under? No. McMichael and Strome anytime point? No.
Hendricks Lapierre goal. He's on the top line with Ovechkin.
UPL. I'll leave that right there. UPL is the best goalie in New York. Anyways, off to the NBA.
Yay, the NBA.
Well, we'll be able to work through some of these games quick if you want to, Nick, because there is a 9-point favorite, 11-point favorite, a 13.5-point favorite, a 10-point favorite, a 10-point favorite, and an 8-point favorite.
Maybe we just do what I did yesterday and just bet the money line favorites for a parlay. I'm just joking.
No.
We head to Toyota Center here in Houston, Texas, between the Houston Rockets and the Cleveland Cavaliers. This line opened up at a 6. It's down to a 4.5. Line opened up at a 216.5. It's down to a 214.5 here in this one. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game, where we have this game, 71% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the line's moving towards the Houston Rockets. 59% of the tickets are on the under here as well. And looking at this game, things correlate. Things correlate for me in this game to go ahead and back aside in this game. I have Houston around a 1.5-point dog in this game. I see value on Houston in this spot, even at the 4.5 number. And we have the public on the Cavaliers, the line moving towards them. Plus, you forgot one of our cash cows this year, Tim. Very similar to when the St. Louis Blues are home dogs. I want the Rockets as home dogs. This is a team that is 22-11 at home this year. And they are a team that they're bet on at home or don't bet the game. And I'm going to be betting on them here in this spot. I'm going to be on the Houston Rockets here, plus the points money line type of split here for me. And I'll shop around here, try to find the best line. Of course, the best line they're hanging is on Bovada, which I don't bet on anymore. So we'll go to the legal books here, and we will go with DraftKings, who has nope. It'll be ESPN bet with the best available line, plus 4.5, minus 105, plus 165 on the money line on ESPN bet. So I'm going to go ahead and move on the Rockets here in this game.
It was close to a Rockets play, but I feel like everything needs to kind of correlate and everything needs to look exactly the way I want it to in order for me to want to go after a game. And this does not have any appeal to it just because I'm high on this Cleveland team, although they are beat up right now. They are getting slightly healthier, but I can't bet Cleveland on the road because they're good on the road, though. 20-11, but 16-15 against the spread against one of the best covering home teams in the NBA, which is the Rockets, who are 22, 10-1 against the spread at home. It would be, I can't really lean the other way because you got a really good home team and the Cavs that I'm really high on. So pass for me. It's a college basketball day for me. I have more actually invested in the NHL, and I have one play that I actually like in the NBA today. So for me to start off with a pass.
Yep. The line moved as I was betting it, but I still bet it at ESPN bet. Rockets plus 4.5, minus 110. Rockets money line plus 165.
There you go. Fun fake fact. When Real Deal Prime appears in the chat, Sabres lose in overtime. IceX, I'm going to put you in timeout. If you say DeSmith, it's over, and the Capitals puck line. No. DeSmith has a 4-1-1 record against the Capitals. With the Penguins, they looked relevant. I have seen DeSmith look like this shit with the Canucks this season. Samsonov fell awkwardly in morning skates.
He is okay, and he will be playing in tonight's game.
Understood. There you go. Let's keep on rolling. We're about to go through a series of 5 games that are just ugly, uglier, and ugly.
Yeah. So basically games that are ugly, and uglier and ugly. All right, cool. We head to Indiana in this next game. We head to Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we have the Pacers opened up here on DraftKings as this will click. I'll let you know. 7.5-point favorites. It's now an 8.5. So the lines move towards the Pacers in the spot. Line opened up at a 227.5. It is still a 227.5. The lines moved back and forth a little bit, but other than that, there's been no line movement since the opening line. 92% of the tickets are on the Pacers. The lines move towards the Pacers in this spot. 55% of the tickets are on the under, and the line has not moved there. For me in this game, this is probably going to be a nice little stay-off spot for me. The market is pointing towards the Pacers. My numbers like the Nets. I really don't trust the Nets right now, though, to do much. They're 1-3 ATS their last 4 games. They've kind of struggled on the road, and I believe this is the last game of a road trip for them, right? Nope, they get the San Antonio Spurs next game as well for the last game of their road trip. So kind of a tricky spot. Weird little dynamic. The Nets are 8-2 in their last 10 games against the Pacers, for what it's worth. But no play from here.
Yeah, I know it's going to be a boring talk about. I'm not laying 9 points with the Pacers. It's just not happening. I have a hard time laying 9 points with anybody. The Pacers have been a very up and down team. They're okay. They're not terrible. They're actually a playoff team right now. So you look at it, where are they sitting? They're currently sitting in that 6th seed, which they are a half game ahead of Miami for that 6th seed. On the opposite side, you get Brooklyn, who is currently 3 games back of Atlanta for that 10 seed. The fact that a team that is 14 games under 500 is 3 games back for the last playoff spot is ugly. Eastern Conference, considering that the bottom team of the West for playoffs is the 10 seed Golden State, and they're 3 games over. I want nothing to do with this game. Complete stay away.
Fair enough.
Let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, we have Charlotte. We have the Philadelphia 76ers are 11-point favorites right now without Embiid.
Yep.
Let's let that fact sink in. We head to Wells Fargo Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Sixers monster favorites at home here. We're seeing this line tick down to a 10.5 though on DraftKings. This line did open up, I believe, at 11. If this will click, I'll find out. It opened up at a 10.5, got up to 11 this morning, and it's back down to a 10.5. So no line movement on the side. Line opened up at a 208. It's up to a 208.5. In this game, 76% of the tickets are on the Hornets. Line's not moved. 50% of the tickets and 51% of the cash on the under. Line's moved a half point towards the over. Pass from me. No interest in this game whatsoever.
It's got to be Hornets or nothing.
Of course, it's Hornets or nothing. You really want to trust the Sixers laying this type of number right now?
Absolutely not. Not even close to wanting to trust the Sixers with that type of number. This is not a spot I'm going after, though, just because if this was in Charlotte, maybe I might look towards it. Away from in Philly, I'm not laying 10.5 points with Philly, but I'm not touching the Hornets in this one. Another one of these ugly ass games, which you're going to see a lot of down the stretch. Sure, I will say, if there was no no college basketball today, I would have went through the card, went Give me Brooklyn money line, Charlotte money line, Portland money line, Washington money line, Memphis money line, and the Jazz money line, and go all big dogs today and go crazy.
That sounds like
I've
torture.
done that. I could have done that. Yeah. Am I going to? Absolutely not. This one's a complete stay away from me.
I totally understand. Yeah.
Pacer over the total. The only problem is the Nets are not scoring right now. Although the Nets have gone over in 6 straight games. But their totals have been the highest the total was 215. The Pacer game today is sitting at 227. So it's a lot higher than they've been in a while. Yes, it is the Pacers, but this is a Brooklyn team that's not scoring and not going over that 227 number. So let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we'll head to the next game, and jeez, another monster spread here. But we do head to Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana for this next game. The Pelicans 13.5-point favorites, total of 214 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have the Pelicans opening up as a 13.5-point favorite, still 13.5. Line open up at a 212.5. It's up to a 214. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 71% of the tickets are on the under, yet the line's moving up. And we have 58% of the tickets on the Pelicans. Line's not moving. I had this game priced at a 13. I had another double-digit spread game I have no interest in. Pass.
Yeah, no. I'm not touching Portland. Although 8-23 on the road, that's 17-14 against the spread. Am I trusting this Portland team to cover now? And I'm never laying 13.5 points. We'll be quick with this one, and should be the next 2 games that it should be quick with as well. This one's another pass for me. With a good college basketball card, with a solid NHL card, there should be no reason to go after these widespread games.
Yep, exactly.
Pelicans money line in the under, plus 105, free bet insurance token used.
Go for it.
Your free bet. Go for it, dude.
Yeah, why not?
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, another one there. By the way, New Orleans is on a back-to-back too, and they're 13.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
But we head to FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee for this next one here. The Memphis Grizzlies and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder 10-point favorites in this game, total of 218.5 in this spot. This line opened up at an 8.5. It's up to a 10.5. So we've had a move towards OKC. Line opened up at a 219.5 down to a 218.5. So a 1-point move towards the under in this game. 60% of the tickets are on the under. Explains the line move towards the under. No cash flow. 49% of the tickets and 65% of the cash on the Thunder. The line's gone from 8.5 to 10.5. Sharp money on the Thunder in this game. I had this game priced around an 8.5, 9 range. So my numbers point to the Grizzlies. The market says Thunder, pass. No interest here.
It's a double digit, and it's even on the road. Double digit favorite on the road in this one, which is even grosser. Keep in mind, this is a Thunder team that is still fighting with Denver on the top of that Western Conference now. With the win, the Thunder are back tied with the Nuggets, which will be a fantastic race down the stretch. I think it's going to end up being the 2 of them, and I think I'll even go as far. By the end of the season, it's going to be Nuggets, Thunder, and then about 4 to 5 games back will be Minnesota. And then even further back, 8 to 9 games will be Clippers. Like, it's going to be the spread in the West is going to be big between Denver, Oklahoma City, and everybody else. If there was a team that I were to lay double digits on the road, it might just be it might be Oklahoma City, but not something I need to get involved in.
Sure.
I like the Thunder. Can't do it. Thunder, one of the best against the spread road teams, and the Grizzlies' entire team is injured. Live bet update: UMass is up 3 at halftime. Yeah, that's pretty much an easy winner for you, dude. Nice work there. Vermont's dead for us. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Another double-digit spread. Let's get into it here. We are at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, between the Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards. The Bulls are 10-point favorites in this game. Gross. Total of 225.5. I have this game priced at a 8.5 in this game, so I have a slight lean towards Washington. I'm just not going to lay 10 points with the Bulls. That's just not something I'm going to do. Line opened up at a 10.5. It's down to a 10. So we have a line move towards Washington in this game. Line opened up at a 227. It's down to a 225. And we have 91% of the tickets are on Washington, though, and the line's moved a half point towards them. If I'm going to bet any big dog today, it's probably Washington here. But Washington on the road, no thank you here in this spot. There are big NHL card to bet. No need to force action on these big favorites.
Speaking of NHL, Nick, while I talk about this game, can you start putting up NHL, please?
Yep.
Another pass for me. Once again, I'm not laying double digits on anybody, especially not the Bulls. If there were a team, a double-digit road dog that I'd be interested the most in, it is kind of Washington. And the only reason why I say that, 7-29 road record, but 20-14-2 against the spread on the road. So they have been covering on the road. Is it something I want to bet? No, I do not. I will say my one play of the day is in the next game. I will give you that. So next play of the day, my only bet will be in this one, Nick.
There you go. Golden State Warriors are at the LA Lakers. We have the Lakers 2.5-point home favorites, total of 233 in this game. Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Yes, I know it's Crypto.com Arena. It is always going to be Staples Center in my head. Line opened up at a 3. It's down to a 2 now for the Lakers. It's moved 1 point there. Line opened up at a 238. It's down to a 233. So we've had a decent move towards the under here in this game as well. 70% of the tickets and 96% of the cash is on the Lakers, yet the line's moving towards the Warriors in this one here. 64% of the tickets are on the under in this game, which explains the line move towards the under. My numbers have the Lakers as about a half-point favorite in this game. The market is saying Warriors. My numbers are saying Warriors. I would like some Golden State in this game. Just straight up money line Golden State. By the look on Tim's face, I don't think I'm going to be betting that because he's probably put up the Lakers, but my lean is the Warriors.
I'm already on the Fakers tonight.
All right. I'm going to pass.
Cool. I'm already on the Lakers. I'm sorry, Nick. This is a team that if you're going to back the Lakers, you got to do it with them at home. I do not trust the Warriors right now. They're still beat up. Curry, I think, is back, but not 100%. I know this is a big matchup because you got these two teams currently fighting for that number 9 seed, which the Lakers currently have it by a whole game over them. Now, if this comes to it, I think the Lakers, I think whoever gets the 9 seed in the 9-10 matchup will end up winning. Because if it's in Golden State, it would be Golden State all day. For me, in LA, it's LA for me.
Fair.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we get the Minnesota Timberwolves 8-point road favorites, total of 222.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here in this spot where we have this game opened up with the Timberwolves as 8-point favorites. It's up to an 8.5. Line opened up at a 224. It's down to a 222.5. So we've had a move towards the Timberwolves, and we've had a move towards the over in this game here. 63% of the tickets are on the under. Interesting there. 48% of the tickets, 85% of the cash on the Timberwolves. So the sharp money on the Timberwolves moving the line. My number has this game at a 5.5. So my numbers like the Jazz. The market likes the Timberwolves. Pass for me in this game. I'm not going to force action. I have a feeling that I'm going to just probably – actually, I might get to a late game here.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier that the Lakers are my only NBA play. This is another one. I kind of lean Jazz. I think this Minnesota team is going to be a fade team down the stretch. They are coming off of a nice win. I will say that. But I really don't believe in this Minnesota team, especially with Karl Anthony Towns out. That's a big piece of your offense that's gone. I could lean a little bit towards the under in this game as well. Playing in altitude, I think it's going to be tough for Minnesota. I would lean Jazz, lean under. Didn't really feel the need to get after this one as well.
Fair enough. I think I want to bet this next game.
Okay. I don't.
Yeah, the Sacramento Kings hosting the New York Knicks. The Kings are 3.5-point favorites here on DK now. It opened up at a 3. It's up to a 3.5. So it's moved half a point towards Sacramento. Line opened up at a 221. It's down to a 217.5. We have 84% of the tickets are on the Kings, and this line's only moved half a point. The public is all over the Kings in this spot. And I think the Kings are probably the most overvalued team of the market that we've seen all year. And I have this game priced with the Kings as a 1-point dog, or a 1-point favorite, my bad, in this game. I want the New York Knicks in this spot at plus the points and the money line in this game. So I'm going to end up moving on that here. I like New York in this game. I can get a 3.5 minus 110 on a couple spots. Caesars is hanging a 4. Unfortunately, I don't use Caesars. That's like the one book I've kind of like outcasted out of my 7. Is I don't
Mine's
I don't use Caesars out of the 7 books there. I can get 3.5 at minus 108 on DraftKings, and then I can get 3.5 minus 108 on FanDuel as well, and plus 142 on the money line there. I'm going to move on them there. FanDuel minus 108 for plus 3.5, plus 142 for the money line here. Give me the New York Knicks in this spot.
All right, I'll finish on out the card with another pass. Lakers are my only play. For me, it's a lean towards the Kings. But I'm also not as high on this Knicks team as you are, Nick. And I was actually quite high on the Kings coming into the year, although they have been, I don't want to say disappointing, because they're currently sitting tied with the Sun in that for that 6th seed, which they currently have the tiebreaker of. But this is definitely a team that I would Kings team that come playoff time, if they get matched up against Minnesota, I'm taking the Kings all day in that series. But I would lean Kings in this one. Didn't feel the need to get to it. Did you lean Fairfield? Yeah, I kind of lean Fairfield against St. Peter's. St. Peter's off of that big buzzer beater win. I could definitely see St. Peter's in this one. All right, sorry, Fairfield win their the berth into the tournament. That is all the games for today. We'll do a quick. Yeah, no, right. About an hour and a half show. Nice. We'll do a quick recap and then head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram are the main ones for you guys to follow. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. That's where you can get all the plays that are up on the picksandparlays.net website. Recap for me, and it's a shit ton. For the NHL, Sabres, Rangers puck line, Coyotes, Panthers puck line, the Bruins puck line, and the Edmonton puck line and Vancouver puck line, and then just the Lakers in the NBA for me. Nick?
Yeah, I have moved on 2 games in the NBA. Took 2 dogs, spread and money line. We're going to go – we'll start on the first game and end on the last game. Houston money line and plus 4.5. Knicks plus 3.5 and money line there in the NBA. And then in the NHL, we're going to kick it on off with a little New York action. Buffalo Sabres money line minus 110, team total over 3.5, and the Islanders minus 1. Then we go to Arizona, take the Coyotes plus 143. Panthers minus 1, minus 105. Maple Leafs plus 104. Canadiens plus 145, and Canadiens team total over 2.5, minus 130. Blue Jackets minus 1, minus 126, and over 6.5 and minus 110. Blues money line plus 110, and we'll wrap it out with Colorado money line plus 115 against Edmonton.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back tomorrow with another one, and we'll play it for today, Nick.